I'm asking this question at Scott Taylor 7 News because your office hasn't answered it. Can you explain why no department in the district has a copy of your travel expenses for your trips to Miami in 2022 and Dubai in 2023, and why did you exclude them from your financial disclosure records? 7 News would like to know, how can any big city mayor fly all over the world on official business and not keep clear records of who paid for it?
We got another mayor out here spending a lot of money on travel. I tell you, it never ever ends. Another mayor, another mystery trip. This time it's Mayor Muriel Bowser from Washington, D.C., flying high and dodging questions like she's Neo from the Matrix. It just shows that, in D.C., dysfunction is on full display.
I-Team has reported on for months. Is D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser violating any D.C. code by not declaring trips to Miami, Dubai, and the Masters as gifts? Investigator Scott Taylor is still looking for answers.
When you have a politician like Mayor Bowser who refuses to sit down and answer my questions on camera, you have to dig deep, ask questions in news conferences, and request a lot of documents. That is exactly what we have done for months, and we are still not getting answers from Mayor Bowser.
So this is a huge problem here, a huge problem. You shouldn't need an FBI task force just to get some answers about a vacation or a trip or whatever. This is what's wild here. This reporter and this news team have been digging for months and still no answers because Bowser doesn't want to give any answers. If this was a regular employee, someone working on the city payroll or teaching in a public school, and they did something like this, they'll be suspended immediately, probably being fired. But it's a powerful politician, so we get dodges, delays, and silence.
Last year, Susana Castillo, the mayor's director of communications, gave 7 News wrong information twice on who paid for the Dubai trip. She claimed D.C.'s Chamber of Commerce paid for it. Not true. And then she said U.S. Conference of Mayors picked up the bill. I just discovered that is also not true. This letter from the Embassy of Qatar to the executive office of the mayor says Qatar paid more than $61,000 for the entire trip and called it an in-kind donation. D.C. has no record of a donation agreement between the district and Qatar for the trip, which is required by D.C. code.
Let's be honest, this is not just about Dubai and why a mayor is going to Dubai. I can't answer that question. This is a mindset of entitlement for some of these corrupt officials. Mayors like Hanyard or Mayor Kobe or that mayor back in St. Louis. Mind you, all those mayors are no longer here, but this person got reelected. And the problem is once they get elected, reelected, that the rules don't apply to them anymore. So meanwhile, DC itself has a lot of issues. People are frustrated over the crime rate, the crumbling public infrastructure, and the unaffordable housing. And the people are noticing Bowser's approval ratings has dropped below 50%. It's hovering around the low or mid 40s, depending on the poll, but it's still the lowest in her mayoral career. And it's no surprise. You can't keep breaking your own ethics rules and expecting people to continue to cheer you on. This is the taxpayer money. That's the trust in your city. You can't treat it like a side hustle for free flights.
After months of investigating, the 7 News I-Team is asking one simple question. Did D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser violate D.C.'s code of conduct on 3 trips she made in the past 2 years? A trip to Miami in 2022 to take part in the fall leadership of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. A second trip to Dubai last year to attend the United Nations Climate Conference. Plus, a third trip on a private jet to this year's Masters golf tournament in Augusta, Georgia. The Miami and Dubai trips, according to Bowser's office, were paid by the U.S. Conference of Mayors. Through a Freedom of Information Act request, the I-Team has discovered the district doesn't have any receipts with Bowser's name on it for the Miami or Dubai trip.
What is going on? Seriously, why are these mayors who are running, regardless of the size of the place, they're running a city, what purpose do Mayor Bowser need, the DC mayor, to go to Dubai? On what purpose is this? Why are they going to Miami? What is happening? What is going on here? What a waste of money. Clearly, there's something going on here. I'm just gonna say right now, there has to be something going on here.
Not a hotel, plane ride, or a single meal.
Again, so let me get this straight. She flew internationally, stayed in Dubai, probably dined like royalty, and there's no paper trail? That's impossible. Either she's intentionally used someone else's account to hide her name, or documents got scrubbed. And if that's the case, then this isn't just a missing receipt, this is cover-up behavior. She's the mayor. You don't accidentally leave out an international trip from the records. That's like you forgot you went to the Super Bowl, because it doesn't happen. And we have to ask ourselves, what else is behind the scenes? This whole setup smells like there's something way bigger being hidden. There's a level of secrecy here that suggests that this isn't just about a couple of missing receipts. It feels orchestrated, coordinated, protected. That's why people don't trust the government anymore. The folks at the top are moving like scammers with LinkedIn titles. And when the system protects them instead of holding them accountable, it tells us one thing. Something really, really shady is going on. And we're only seeing the tip of it.
According to DC's Board of Ethics and Government Accountability, or BIGA, gifts made directly to the mayor should be disclosed on her financial disclosure statement annually. Both the Miami and Dubai trips are not listed as gifts on her 2022 or 2023 financial records.
And that's the smoking gun right there. DC ethics law says that any gifts, trips, hotel meals must be disclosed. It's basic. It's not optional. It's mandatory. But she just didn't list them. And the defense here is always the same. Oops, we forgot. This is a deliberate pattern. She knows the rules. She helped write the book on ethics for the city. You don't forget to list a $60,000 trip to Dubai. Sorry, a luxury trip to Dubai. And let's not forget, this isn't any city. This is Washington, D.C., the political capital of the United States. This is a very important place. The spotlight is always on. And when you're the mayor of this city and you're caught hiding major ethics violations, it's not just bad, it's pretty embarrassing and humiliating on a national stage. And you gotta wonder, is she getting some kind of kickback? Allegedly. Because the moves like this doesn't happen in isolation. This is likely a network, some favors, some wink wink, some nudges over there, some silent handshakes behind the curtain. And it's pretty pathetic and it's dangerous because if we allow this to slide, it's telling every future mayor, break the rules. It's fine if you do it quietly.
The district also doesn't have a donation agreement with the U.S. Conference of Mayors, so both trips are not considered a donation to the district. If a gift is accepted by the mayor and it's not allowed by D.C. code, Bowser would be in violation of the district's code of conduct. That can carry a fine up to $5,000 per violation or 3 times the amount of the gift. At a news conference, we asked that same simple question we've been asking the mayor for months because her office doesn't return calls or emails, and Bowser refuses to sit down with 7 News for a one-on-one interview.
Because she's trying to hide it. She does not want to answer this question. So it shows that there's something wrong. There is something wrong, and she doesn't want to speak about it because who knows what is hiding behind that curtain.
Yes.
I'm asking this question at Scott Taylor 7 News because your office hasn't answered it. Can you explain why no department in the district has a copy of your travel expenses for your trips to Miami in 2022 and Dubai in 2023, and why did you exclude them from your financial disclosure records?
We're talking about the inaugural today, and we're happy to get back to you on any other questions. Yep.
There's more.
This is the part that's really pisses me off. You're the mayor, you're the one that traveled. The question is straightforward, and she acts like she's being asked about UFOs or something. She ducked the question like a guilty teenager. That tells me she knows she's in the wrong. You don't avoid questions unless the answers make you look bad. And honestly, this whole attitude is giving that Tiffany Hayward vibes, that Tiffany Hayward energy. You know, the same arrogance where the rules only apply to everyone else. These mayors act like they're on some kind of reality show, doing whatever they want, living lavishly, making moves behind closed doors, and when someone holds the mirror, they sprint in the other direction. They never want to take accountability, ever. It's extremely, extremely frustrating because the behavior trickles down to how these cities get run. When the boss is ducking the ethics and doing the wrong thing, the whole operation starts to rot. We've seen this pattern too many times, and Mayor Bowser just threw herself in the same category.
The mayor's office says Events DC, the arm of DC Sports Authority, reimbursed Edens, one of the district's largest developers, more than $5,000 for the mayor's private jet ride to the Masters in April. Events DC gave us a copy of a Edens invoice, which doesn't have any letterhead and doesn't resemble a typical corporate invoice. Eden says it was reimbursed by the city in June. The problem? Events DC can't supply any proof it actually paid Eaton's back for the jet ride. According to DC code, the mayor can't accept a gift from a prohibited source, which means a company doing business with the district. Eaton's qualifies as a prohibited source.
So let's break this down. So a private developer is Eaton's giving Bowser a private jet ride that allegedly gets paid back later by Events DC, except there is no proof of the payment. So here's the kicker right here. So Eaton's, a developer who allegedly funded this jet ride, raises more questions that Bowser needs to answer. Question number 1. What projects are they currently working on in DC? Number 2, how much tax relief or public funding have they received during Bowser's administration? And number 3, is there a pattern of cozy, undisclosed deals between Eaton's and Bowser's political allies or donors? Because if this developer is getting special treatment and that favor came with a private jet ride as a thank you, then we're not just talking about one ethics violation, we're talking about a potentially deep pipeline of corruption between the private money and the public office. They do millions in business with the city. That's like your boss wife trying to buy you a Rolex and pretending like it's just a gift. That isn't a gift, that's a favor with strings attached. And you can get yourself in trouble for that one. And if that payment never happened, that means Bowser accepted a legal gift from a company her government was supposed to be regulating. That is conflict of interest 101. And what's going on with the DC Board of Ethics? What are they doing? I mean, there's a board, there's an Ethics and Government Accountability Board that's been completely silent in all this. Where are they? Why haven't they made a formal action? You got a mayor clearly ignoring disclosure rules, possibly accepting gifts from prohibitive sources, and repeatedly dodging accountability, yet crickets. This board was created to protect the integrity of the DC government. But when they sit on their hands while ethics violations are happening, they're out in the open, what message are they sending? If you're powerful enough, the rules don't apply, we're not gonna bother you? Who appointed this board? Who are they accountable to? Because if they're just rubber stamping misconduct, they're not protecting democracy, they're basically enabling corruption. This isn't just a Bowser issue, this is a system issue. Until someone shakes the system, this will continue to happen again and again.
It receives up to $82 million in property tax discounts from DC to help rebuild the Union Market area.
So that was 5 months ago. Now we see what happened just a few days where the mayor finally admits what I think a lot of us already know.
For months now, 7 News has been trying to get answers about who exactly has been paying for DC Mayor Muriel Bowser's globe-hopping travel, most notably a $61,000 junket to the Middle East along with 4 members of her staff.
In spite of stonewalling by the mayor's office, I-Team investigator Scott Taylor uncovered that tour was paid for by the government of Qatar and was never approved as required under city rules established by the mayor herself. Finally, this afternoon, the mayor answered our questions. So, Scott, what did she have to say?
She had a lot to say, guys. On Monday, I was ready to drop another bombshell on this story. The mayor's office was claiming a March letter from Qatar somehow met paperwork requirements which needed to be filed and approved before she took that pricey trip in 2023. But that letter is missing vital information required by her own policy. Today, she finally talked to me about it all on camera. Why were you not transparent in 2023 according to rules of your own memorandum in 2015 about obtaining a donation agreement before you traveled to Qatar?
We should have, but that donation agreement has been completed.
But the donation agreement doesn't even follow your own rules. It's just a letter. It's missing 2 answers to questions that isn't signed by 2 district officials. Have you let other donation agreements come in just from letters and no invoices?
Like I said, we typically do the donation agreements according to, our best practices.
So that was a mistake by your office?
It was.
So she's blaming her office for this situation. She's not really taking accountability on herself that this is completely wrong. This is not how it's supposed to go. You can tell by her body language she's not comfortable with the question. She's not comfortable with the explanation. It shows that there's definitely more in the play here. This is corruption as you can see it. Again, allegedly. So there it is. Bowser broke the rules. She's buried her receipt. She's blaming her office. Obviously, she's still ducking accountability, just like a lot of disgraced mayors did before her. You got Hanier and Mayor Kobe. The same playbooks, different city. And if you don't hold these people accountable, they're going to keep flying private while the rest of us foot the bill. I mean, this is very, very odd situation. Clearly, there's some backroom deals. There's something going on behind the scenes that she doesn't want everyone to know. And the idea that this was just a whoopsie-doo, we don't know what's going on, it was just a little mistake, no big deal. And none of these records are written anywhere to kind of hide whatever that was being exchanged, the favors that were being exchanged. There's a lot of corruption in this. And this is Washington, D.C., where there's tons of corruption happening, obviously. So let me know what you guys think about this story in the comments below. And if you are continuing to watch this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We're pushing to hit 100K subs. And if you need your support, sign up for my free newsletter so you know what's going on with the channel. And if you really want to support this channel, join the Patreon. All those links will be in the description box below. So thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.